はい、今日はですね、クトゥルフ神話に、関係するアクションホラーやっていきたいと思います。以前からこのゲームすごい気になってたんだけど、ちょうどセール中だったので、安く手に入れました。で、完全初見で、今日はちょっと録画しながら、配信させていただきます。また、ちょっとね、予定があるので、早めに切り上げます。なんか首元に印がついてたな、今。はい、じゃあやっていきましょう。
Never trust a tourist advertisement. Hope I never have to use it. But something tells me I will.
手に入れた。あ、リロードできた。なんだ今の。開かない？何もないってこと？置きっぱなし？あ、開けっぱなしですね。開けっぱなしじゃない。押しっぱなしで調べる。なるほど。パカパカしちゃった。これは特に何もないか。
Take your belongings off my ship first.
いや、まだ荷物があるの？これか。まあこれはちょっと後でゆっくり読んでいただければと思います。動画としてね、あげようと思ってるんで、今のところ。で、メインクエストとかがあって、他にも、サイドクエストとかが存在すると。はい。証拠回収。
Now get out.
X を押して登る。これか。
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I've found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh
独
impossible
特の
to
地理と
reach.
構図。
But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has
水
risen
位が
ever
一方的
higher
に上昇し
without
た。
receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland.
町と本土
I
は切
must
り
say
離され
I
ている。
rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds
悪魔の岩礁。
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper.
このゲームはオープンワールド式で、
This city
自由に探索ができるそうです。で、探偵ということもあって、いろんな、調査をして真実にたどり着くという、なんかなんだろう、ヒントというか、いろんなものを収集して、なんだろう、こう読み解いていかないといけないらしいんですよね、どんどん。その一つヒントを手に入れたら次のヒントまでまたなんかこう探しに行くというか、ちょっと普通のゲームと比べたら、不親切な部分があるかもしれないけど、それを含めて楽しむゲームとなってます。
No, no. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who
この
finds
人すごい気になるな。地図はこっちで、自分でいろいろ印つけられるのね。なるほど。やっぱすごい広いですね。で、今回は追加コンテンツが元から入ってるパックを買ったので、サイドストーリーとかも楽しめるようにはなってます。うわ、広い。で、楽しみにされてる方もいらっしゃると思いますが、一応ホラーアクションゲームとなってます。よって、戦闘もあります。先ほど拳銃手に入れましたしね。で、今回プレイしているのは、任天堂スイッチ版になります。パソコン版とか画質がいいかなと思ってチェックしてたんですけど、やはりスペック的な問題と、もちろん今はね、スペックそんなに問題ないかもしれませんが、念のためスペック的な問題と、探索パートが多くなるってことで、自分でね、任天堂スイッチライトでも続きができるように、時間が潰せるようにですね、一応スイッチ版にしました。 多分ね、すごい時間かかると思う。全部拾い上げるとなると。なので、ちょっとね、ダイジェストじゃないですけれど、一部一部を動画とかにまとめていきたいと思います。まあ、極力ね、全部紹介したいとは思うんですけど。何せ、今街中すごい広かったと思うんですけれど、その他にも、潜水を使って、外じゃないな、海中も探索しなきゃいけないんですよ、このゲーム。なので、本当にやることいっぱいなので、とりあえず、なんだろう、もうやることいっぱいありすぎて、ひとまずメインストーリーを順々にやっていきましょう。ホテル行きゃいけるのかな。
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned.
深海調査
This
隊の一員。
useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete
まあ、
malarkey.
錯乱状態みたいですね、その
I
見つかった
know
息子
my
は。
Albert.
で、いなくな
I
ったのかな。
raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers.
なんかこの人の顔がすごい動物的に見えてしょうがないんだよな。
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouther-ridden city will do a
Innsmouth
damn
人。
thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father
まあ、こういったなんだけど、この人はやっぱりちょっと特殊な人種ってこと
blessed
か。
all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help
じゃ
you.
あこのアルバートを探し出すということがまず一つのメインになるみたいですね。
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect. outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
あ、教えてはくれるんだ。親切だな。
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore and
あ、じゃあさっきのあれかな。
this fisherman supposedly brought him to their house
ヘルメット
and
かな。
then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you
家の
stop
中で何か
dawdling
不審
and
な
you
こと
see
が
for
起きた。
yourself.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned...
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton.
Find my son.
オッケー、なんかたくさん来たね。あ、これがチュートリアルですね。証拠とかを見つけて、まあ、ピン付けしたりとかして、ピン止めね、したりして、どんどんその調査を進めていくと。過去史とか前兆の追跡とかなんかいろいろあるんだよね。これから起こり得ることを察知して移動したりとか、まあ、あと戦闘とか潜水のこととかついて書いてありますね。多分さっきの話はここだと思うんだよね。なんかマーカーついてるし上に。
Something with this helmet gives me...
これだけ？
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont without his.
あ、このレール。あ、落ちた。入れはしない。汚い。ちょっとわかんないですね。ね、とりあえず家からじゃあ探索しよう。ロードがちょっと長いかな。オープニングの時もそうだけど。懐中電灯。
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
この下とかは調べられないのか。あ、ここは調べられる。なんか見た感じは
The book
あれ
is
です
damply
ね。
damaged, but clearly well cared for.
あれ今一瞬で名前飛んじゃった。あ、サイコブレイク。そうそう、サイコブレイクみたいな感じ。ナイフとかは持ってないのか。これなんだ？カメラ？へえ。なんか除霊できそう。
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Hey,
Oh, my head. What?
it's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh.
I want to know what happened here.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. We were here. This is our house. Barry was outside on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... Okay. My head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will. Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. Was that or starve?
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay have mercy on his soul.
Who is this K you keep...
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please.
I don't know yet,
おっ
Will.
と失礼。
The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Choo choo. Choo choo.
鉄くず。
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
お、なんか見えた。
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
なんだ？
My head. I still hear those voices.
ああ、これはなんか違った意味で画面酔いそう。心の目。 なんだ今の。
Never seen knives like this before. Seems like prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. So that's what it ends out.
ん？なんか銃構えてるやつが見えたね。
5 cards short of a full house.
あ、なんか光ってる。
Choo choo. Recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
んなんだなんだ。なんかダメージ食らってる、いつの間にか。精神的にダメージ食らったのかな。心的ダメージ。あ、さっきのは見れない。これをやってる間はなんかエネルギー減るのか。そんな感じみたいですね。印がついてる。このゲームに慣れるまで時間がかかりそうだな。この状態で調べるとなんか違うのかな。
Something with this helmet.
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it.
あ、なんかダメージ受けてる、ダメージ受けてる。このマークはなんだ。
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
ケースブック。証拠ピン止めをする。長い間対立をしている。推論？手がかりを組み合わせて。 手がかりを組み合わせる。どれとも組み合わせられされないよってことか。この精神異常とこれはいけるんじゃない？ほら。難しいな、操作が。とりあえずこれしかまだわからないってことか。
I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
まだなんか見なきゃいけないものがあるのか？確かになんか傷ついてるのが順番にも見えるんだよね。ここ2だか3だかで、うん。これも調べられる。
Tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
あ、過去紙。
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
これか。
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to fool.
過去紙、過去紙。うん。
Yeah, I still hear those voices.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
あ、なんか見えてる。
What's happening?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Yeah, run!
あ、これ順番入れなきゃいけないのか。ことが起きた順番みたいな。なんかそんな感じかな。起きた。いろいろあった。
Take this,
3じゃない？
yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
OK、合ってたっぽいですね。記憶の宮殿。あ、これね。で、整理しろと。うん。うん。つながったわけだ、話が。なるほど。
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
前兆の追跡。ああ、なるほど。心の目で今度追っかけなきゃいけないんだ。
So the fisherman pursued Albert.
で、さらに。
Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
あ、印はついてる。血がついた紙切れ。あと1週間待ってくれ。前に借りがあることちゃんと分かってる。いい取引はできそうだ。利子を2倍にして返してやる。ピーター。はあ、
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
まだこれで追っかけなきゃいけない？お、壊せた。おお。
One fatal round to the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
やっちまったい。すべての証拠は揃った。記憶の宮殿で何かやんなきゃいけないね。はいはい、現場を去ったルイスは負傷して違うか。うん。アルバート。 まだ上がある。入れない。
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilled for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag, Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need.
じゃあ次のことを今度は捉えなきゃいけないのか。そうなると次また現場を調べなきゃいけないのか。酒場に隠れてるかもしれない。酒場に向かう。なるほど。地図酒場。パブって書いてある？あ、バーってね。ここかな？
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground.
Oh,
They're
Mr.
everywhere.
Carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure. Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what
み
they
んな
are.
口揃えて見たことというか知ってはいるんだ化け物のこと。
They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right
あ、
here.
薬買えるんだ。
Better to be a coward and live, than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
What the? Get the. Oh.
みんな参ってんな。壁壊れてるし。
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed.
We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder. Always conspiring behind our backs. Always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
なるほど、3組なのか。
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
なんかそうだね、ごまかしておくか、後で。
I won't tell him. Everyone seems to agree there's been an outbreak of madness around these parts. I'm inclined to believe you fell
犯人はあい
victim
つだっ
to
て言
it
っちゃったけ
too.
どね。
Plus, it seems heartless to tear apart a family after what you've been through already.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you.
That said, the port's still closed. What will you do?
Hide here, I guess. Don't have a choice. The streets are flooded with police.
I'll make something up to tell Throgmorton. Leave as soon as you can.
Thank you again, sir. I won't forget this. Please, I told you the truth, I swear.
じゃあまた厄介ごとを押し付けて帰ろうか。
You want a drink?
I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closed.
記憶の宮殿やんなきゃいけないのか。いいのかな今ので。まあおかしなことが起こっているぞということで意見をまとめたと。では報告しておしまいかな。嘘つきましょう。
I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. And they tore him apart. It was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth. It's from his jacket. Just ask his friends.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beasts. Something must be done about those pests. Still, justice has been served. This isn't closure, but at least I know now the story. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
それで潜水艇の話なのか。
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
なるほど。じゃあ僕はバンバン撃っちゃったけどまずかったのかな。いや違うな。なんかどうやらその所持金としての銃弾と実際に弾込められる銃弾は違うのかな。わかんない。リボルバー用のをもらったっぽいですね。かな。あ、違う、これ生成か。まあいいや。さて、ちょっと導入部分からいきなりなかなか大変な目に遭いましたが、ちょっと面白そうなゲームではありますね。ちょっとまだシステムのことまだまだ熟知する必要がありそうですが、ちょっと申し訳ありません。ちょっと尺的なものと今後ちょっとこの後ちょっと予定があるのでここまでにしたいと思います。ではすみません。ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またよろしければお付き合いください。 お疲れ様でした。失礼いたします。